Hello and welcome to today's January 27th daily news report, as well as ongoing stimulus package information video. If you're a subscribed member of my community, then welcome back. On this channel, I keep you in the loop on what's really going on in Washington, D.C. with President Biden, his stimulus bill, the U.S. economy, money, investing, and much, much more. All right, before I jump into today's news, make sure to take 20 seconds to get your name entered to be one of the 22 winners of the $15,000 in cash that Casey and I are giving away thanks to generous video sponsors. I can't believe January is almost over and that this is ending soon, so make sure to get your name entered. Also, I want to thank today's video sponsor, StartMail, and I'll tell you how to use them to avoid being spied on and spammed by other email providers. Okay, yesterday I told you how Supreme Court Justice Stephen Breyer announced his retirement. Well, I guess it wasn't announced, but rather leaked to the press. Breyer was still making his final decision, according to him, and wasn't planning to go public for several months, but someone leaked this information in order to force his hand publicly. Now, we don't know who it was, but there are many groups out there that were demanding his retirement, and somebody forced his hand, according to him. President Biden and the White House said that Biden will keep his promise to make a black woman the next Supreme Court justice, and rumors that it could be Vice President Kamala Harris are flying around the internet. I've been reading that they could remove Harris and then put Hillary Clinton in as vice president so that she can take over if something were to happen to Biden, or to set her up for a stronger 2024 run. Now, these are all just internet rumors, and maybe you've seen them, but the rumors are flying around like crazy since it came out yesterday. Others are saying that placing Kamala Harris as a justice just to get a new vice president would look very, very suspicious. So this is still a developing story, but it's very interesting where the internet's taking this. However, there will be 3 big hills to climb in order to see a new judge. The first will be Republican senators. The second will be Senator Joe Manchin. And the third will be newly censored Senator Kyrsten Sinema. Democrats won't need Republicans, most likely, but will need these 2 Democrat senators, which they have been bad-mouthing for months in order to get a new judge approved. I also told you yesterday how singer Neil Young threatened to remove his music from Spotify unless they dropped the Joe Rogan podcast. Well, it didn't even take 24 hours for Spotify to say, "See you later, Neil." Joe Rogan is now being badmouthed all over the internet and on the media as a racist, even though the story had nothing to do with race and had to do with COVID and medical information. The U.S. trade deficit surpassed $1 trillion for the first time ever. This isn't a good thing. This means the United States isn't selling many goods to foreign nations, but we are importing goods at a record pace. This is bad because we need other nations to buy goods from the United States. Otherwise, what's the point of bringing all these jobs home if we can't sell this stuff to the rest of the world? Okay, now I have a lot more to tell you about our government, Biden's stimulus package, and a group that plans to mathematically show lawmakers how they could easily add more stimulus checks. And I'll tell you about this after I tell you about today's video sponsor. I want to thank today's video sponsor, StartMail. I hate to say this because I'm an optimist that wants to believe in the goodness of others, but the truth is we are all under attack from using free email accounts. Did you know all the top email companies use software to read your emails so that they can advertise to you better and sell your data to firms paying top dollar? Top email providers do next to nothing to stop you from getting flooded with spam and phishing scams that try to steal your information. With StartMail, your information is private and each email can be sent encrypted. No more having your private thoughts read by email providers so your data can be sold off to the top paying marketing agencies. Plus, StartMail protects you from getting flooded with spam emails. It's nice to know when I send an email with any personal information or financial information that that email is going to be protected. So if you want less junk mail and more privacy, go to startmail.com/Stephen G for 50% off your first year. Again, go to the link in my description below to get 50% off your first year. Okay, now let's get back to today's news update. For over a year now, we've heard the terms tax the rich and make the rich pay their fair share. Heck, even Representative AOC wore a tax the rich dress to a major event. Just before Thanksgiving, however, Democrats overnight changed their tune, saying, we can't tax the rich. In fact, we need to give the wealthy a $625 billion tax advantage. Well, a group has mathematically shown how the government could easily raise money from the wealthy to provide 2 more stimulus checks to struggling Americans, but I'm going to mathematically show you how it's better than that. Now, you'll notice I didn't use stimulus check in my video title and haven't for a long time because I don't mislead people here on my channel. I just tell you about what's in the news. But since they're being discussed, I'm going to discuss it with you right now. The ultra rich saw their net worth collectively rise by over $2 trillion during the lockdown, while millions of Americans were trying desperately to get food stamps, rent help, mortgage assistance, unemployment money, and a stimulus check. Now, according to a group named Patriotic Millionaires that are asking for the United States to tax the wealthy, including them, is the United States government, if they would implement a 2% wealth tax on anyone having over $5 million in assets and a billionaire tax of 5% on the billionaires, the United States could raise $928 billion every year. Not just once, every single year, which is equal to 2 $1,400 stimulus checks each year. However, the math is even better because everyone in America doesn't need government help. But according to research, about 25 million Americans are still struggling from the pandemic and the high inflation we're all living with now. To help you understand the math, if you took that figure, it would be like giving 25 million people a $1,000 stimulus check 37 times. That's how much money that is. Now, I don't know if this will happen, but if the Democrats really want to tax the wealthy, then the numbers and the math result in nearly $1 trillion in new money every single year that could be used to help middle-class workers with tax breaks and lower income and fixed income families with financial help. Now, this would be a small tax that could not be erased with loopholes or tricky billionaire accounting tricks. Now, I wasn't expecting to read this morning, but it makes sense from a math perspective and would keep with the promises that Democrats made while campaigning to tax the billionaires, to tax the rich, to make the rich pay their fair share. Now, we'll see what they end up doing, right? I can't tell you what Democrats are going to do, just like I can't tell you what Republicans are actually going to do. But it would be very, very good news for tens of millions of Americans, and the billionaires likely wouldn't notice a few percentage points missing off their bottom line. Now, according to reports from Senator Joe Manchin, talks on a new Build Back Better bill can start any time now. The holidays are behind us, and the American people's need for help is in front of us. Senator Bob Casey said he wants to see a Build Back Better bill that helps families deal with inflation and provides a light at the end of a very long COVID tunnel. He also wants to see the fight to lower drug costs be a part of the next bill. Yesterday, President Biden met with 10 CEOs to discuss the economy, jobs, forecasting, and the next stimulus package. He wanted to get feedback from people in the business world on what would best help the United States versus only getting feedback and information from government workers and lawmakers. So I applaud the president on going outside of bureaucracy and Washington, D.C. Elites to try to better understand the American people. I thought it was a smart move, although I think a better move would be sitting down with regular citizens to get in better touch with the common man and common woman on what their needs are. Now, according to a Politico article and The Week article, many lawmakers have privately been saying that Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer is to blame for Biden's bill not passing and not helping enough American people. These articles suggested Schumer and others have kept the American people focused on Joe Manchin in order to stay out of the limelight and under the radar for failing to move forward legislation. They say as majority leader, Schumer has a feel for what will pass and what needs changing. However, and we've all witnessed this, Schumer likes to push bills to the Senate floor that he knows for a fact won't pass in order to garner complaints that he can talk about in the media. Now, again, it's the job of the majority leader to figure out what will pass and bring passable legislation to the floor, not just anything to the floor. Like, how many bills have they brought to the floor that they said, we know this won't pass, but we're going to try anyway? So according to these articles, not Stephen Gardner, Chuck Schumer is likely the reason you aren't getting help. And Chuck Schumer is likely the reason the child tax credit program expired, not Joe Manchin. Again, I'm just telling you what's in the news. Although polling kind of backs up these articles because Schumer's ratings have dropped and Joe Manchin's approval rating has risen. UNICEF released a statement that schools should not be closed based on the very low death rate among children. They say the real pandemic now is children's mental health and education. They said schools are doing insurmountable damage to children by canceling school or doing online-only learning. Sadly, I also read that suicide is up close to 50% among teens, with girls having a higher number than boys. So if you have teens, please make sure to give them your time and attention and hugs. They're going through a lot. New data shows violence in school is at an all-time high. Masks and lockdowns are fundamentally altering children's brains. They are more easily frustrated and willing to act out physically on these frustrations. To compensate, children are spending more time on social media, which has been proven to increase childhood anxiety. I know from personal experience, my junior high age son has mentioned to me that he has several teachers who he's never seen their face, not even once. That would be very weird. Like, I still remember what some of my teachers looked like. Imagine having a teacher that you don't even know what they look like. Now, a group of bipartisan lawmakers are working to draft a bill that will eliminate members of Congress from being able to invest in the stocks. As more and more is coming out that members of Congress are outperforming even the best money managers on Wall Street, thanks to insider information. I, for one, would love to see this become law because I think it's super unfair that they get to make millions with insider information while the rest of us just do our best to move forward for our families. All right, now speaking of the stock market, the market is very red today and very volatile. With the Fed continuing to say they will raise rates, they are making the stock market drop. Economist Peter Schiff said the Federal Reserve is setting the stock market up for a big drop. They run the risk of collapsing the market, which would easily send the United States into a recession. However, others are saying the Federal Reserve will likely delay raising rates once they see the stock market dropping. So again, kind of mixed messaging on what's really going to happen. But if you own any stocks, they're probably in the red today. By the way, thank you guys so much for giving these videos a like. It takes hours and hours of research to put these together, and I'm just so grateful when you give these videos a like. So thank you so much. Now, this is my update for today. As I know more, I will definitely come on and share more. Lots of talk going on what to do, how to move forward. Democrats know that they need to get something done, and so they're moving forward. Not as fast as any of us really want, but they are moving forward. Now, before you go, make sure to get your name entered to be one of the winners of the $15,000 in cash that Casey and I are giving away, thanks to generous video sponsors. That ends in just a few days, and I'm excited to announce the winners and get that money out to people in the community. Also, make sure to check the link to learn about StartMail. What a great company. If you are sick and tired of your emails being read so that people can market to you, or spam filling your inbox, then StartMail is a great way to go. Now, before you go, I just want to remind you that you are amazing. I appreciate you being in my community, and I'll see you on the next video.